Hi, my name is Marty Owings. These are 4 field sketchbooks I completed over the course of 2023. I used graphite, ink, watercolor, and gouache to create these field sketches. I wanted to complete a book for each season, and I generally followed that path, although maybe not perfectly. The important part was I was out in the field sketching from life, and I wanted to capture some of the magic of each season. In Minnesota, where I live, we have 4 very distinct seasons, and each has its own unique magic. The slowly melting snow and ice in early spring, as the wind begins to warm and the days get longer. The first buds appear on trees, and the birds who are silent all winter, they begin to sing again. If you're a person who likes to sketch and paint in nature, and you enjoy rural landscapes, it's hard to get better than Minnesota and the Midwest. Because of the way the glaciers receded after the Ice Age in Minnesota, we were left with more than 10,000 lakes and terrain that ranges from wide open prairie to river valleys, mountains in the north, and 150 miles of Lake Superior shoreline. That said, every place in the world has something to sketch and paint, whether it's in your own backyard or a short distance away. As I travel around to capture the abundant beauty in these sketchbooks, I'm reminded of how connected we are to the natural world. Everything humankind has ever achieved or built by hand or machine came from nature. From the iron ore taconite that's used to make steel, which is in turn used to build buildings, airplanes, and engines, to the food we eat and the medicine that helps us live our lives. Everything begins and ends with our natural world, our earth. If you spend even a little time in nature, you begin to slow down. Your mind, body, and spirit start to detoxify. You start to think of things outside of yourself. And the barrage of information that pummels you on a daily basis begins to fade into the background noise until finally it's quiet. And when you combine a quiet mind with creativity, it's a powerful antidote. For me, it's finding peace in those moments, living in that moment under the open sky, with the song of nature as a soundtrack. Whatever we are, wherever we come from, I think everyone can find something in nature that helps them find peace. Sometimes when I'm out there in nature, it's about taking the road less traveled, finding a landscape, a sunrise or a sunset, or whatever the day or the moment is offering you, and just letting that be its own gift. There are farms in Minnesota, lots and lots of farms. There's so much to see on a working farm, and I'm never disappointed when I pay a visit to one. Whether it's an old tractor or a fence line with the morning dew still clinging to the wire, there's always something inviting the observant artist. The farmer and their land are connected in immeasurable ways. A farmer's knowledge is almost always at the disposal of those who will listen. They know how to grow things, to raise things, to lean on what nature will give them. Look around a farm for a while and you'll begin to see how practicality and necessity are beautiful. Even an old abandoned barn echoes the wisdom of its builder and the sturdiness of its stewards. The majestic North American bison still roam the open plains and grasslands of Minnesota's Blue Mound State Park. A small herd lives there, managed by the Department of Natural Resources. Once hunted to near extinction, these mighty animals are rebounding, thanks to the tireless efforts of Native Americans, naturalists, and government agencies such as the National Park Service. As autumn approached, I felt an anticipation and a little sadness. Here's an excerpt from a poem I wrote once that helps explain how autumn sometimes feels to me. The gathering continues for the labor-laden squirrel, languishing in peril of the herald winter's chill, whose lean upon this solemn ground will soon seek recompense, lately visiting some frost at her sorrowful expense. Whispering her half-tones in a harmonizing plea, she warms his crystal ground with spiteful levity. These final days belong to her, though she is weary in the night. Till his snow has fallen, she paints in grandeur by the light. It's hard to say goodbye to summer. But autumn has its own beauty, and for the moments it took me to adjust and get into the season, I guess that's the way I felt. Here we are, Banning State Park, hiking the trails, down by the Kettle River. Kettle River's a pretty awesome river. Lots of good stuff to see, and the forest walk is beautiful, especially this time of year in the autumn. Just gotta watch where you're going. A rock down there. You see it? I mean, in the river. And before you know it, winter lets you know it's here. Unlike most years, winter made its announcement, and then as quick as it had come, it went away, and we had more time to enjoy the autumn season. Someone asked me once, "Marty, why do you sketch so many trees?" And I thought about that for a moment, and I guess the answer is because I love to. Trees are beautiful, and they're fun to sketch, and it's fun to learn how a tree lives its life and how it looks over the years. I just love to sketch them. Minnesota's North Shore along Lake Superior is a regular pilgrimage for many who live here. It's a rugged and beautiful place that Gordon Lightfoot immortalized in his lament about the ill-fated Edmund Fitzgerald. The things you want to sketch and paint in a day would fill a lifetime of sketchbooks. It's good to put the pencil and brush down for a while, though, and just wonder at the vastness of this freshwater sea, whose average depth is nearly 500 feet. Thanks for coming along with me today as we took a look at these 4 sketchbooks from 2023. To learn more and follow along on my sketch adventures, visit me at owingsart.com or follow me at Instagram at @Owings_art. So long, everybody.